All right, what's up everybody? We are here and we are starting a large pondless waterfall today. We have about 50 feet of total stream, 3 pumps, 1,000-gallon reservoir, and some really big rocks. So we're gonna get to working on construction of our basin here and getting things kind of going. We had a bunch of rain last night, so things are a little bit muddy, and we still have a little bit of staging to do with getting some of the materials up here, but we have the truck with all of our supplies for our reservoir in there. We're gonna get rolling here and we'll see where we can get to today. I wanted to give you guys a little update here. We finally have kind of the rough cut of our terrain mapped out. This kind of allows us to just get a general idea of where our rocks are gonna sit and the general feel and shape of the waterfall. And we have our area of our basin that we're about to start excavating, and hopefully we can get that all squared away today. And then next week when we're back here on Monday, we should be able to get started on the waterfall construction, going up this nice steep hillside here. So it's gonna have a lot of good vertical drops and a lot of cool sound. We are doing our excavation here, and one thing that is very important is make sure, especially on a larger waterfall like this where we have big plumbing lines, we want to get all of our lines laid out first, so as we're doing our excavation I can just lay that dirt on top of the plumbing lines and we're not doing double work later. We have a table of bedrock here at the bottom of the hole, and we are shy of our excavation depth. So we could do a couple things here. One would be to come back with a concrete saw and a jackhammer and cut out the area we need to get to our proper depth. However, we kind of need to get this basin in today due to rain coming later, and really I'm feeling some raindrops right now, I think. So we really need to get this thing in now. So what we're gonna do is alter the size and shape of the basin a little bit by reducing one of the rows of depth that we would normally be doing and widening it out a little bit more, so we can still have the same overall capacity to our reservoir, but we're gonna be able to get this thing installed today instead of waiting until Monday. When we were excavating to the bottom of the basin, all the water that is in this hillside over here began to drain out into the bottom of the basin and kept on filling up with water as we were trying to excavate and get everything set. It's in the ground now and we're getting it secured and stabilized so it doesn't go anywhere over the weekend, and then we'll be back on Monday to get the rest of it all taken care of and start construction of the stream. It's Monday and we're back. We had a little bit of an issue over the weekend just because there's so much groundwater that's making its way out of this hill back here. Even with the weight that we put on top of the basin, the aqua box still moved around a little bit, particularly on this side over here. So what we're working on right now is pumping out as much of the groundwater as possible, and then we are going to have to take apart about half this basin or so and flip the liner back and just kind of get it reshaped and reprofiled to the way we want it to. So a little bit of an unfortunate thing, but you need to make sure that you get this done right at this point before we start setting any big rocks on top of there. We are finishing up for today. It was a bit tiring. We got the basin all put back together, and none of our aqua blocks are going anywhere now because we have rocks and gravel over the top of the whole thing. So this is nice and secured and locked in. We will be back tomorrow and we'll start constructing the stream. The sun is out, it's shining, everything, the weather's nice. Everything stayed together overnight, so no redos or rework to take care of. So everything should be pretty gravy today. We're gonna be rolling right along. We're gonna get the basin all finished up, our pipes and plumbing all tied in, pumps hooked up. We'll just kind of get some outcroppings in and start heading in that direction, and we'll see where we get to for today. We are starting on the stream over here. David is getting our underlayment laid out, and we are going to get our streamliner in that does the left side waterfall and goes up to the spillway over there. Well, we are wrapping up here for today, but we were able to get the basin pretty well done. The plumbing is all in and pumps are all hooked up, so we'll be ready to go on that end. And we now have our streamliner going up to our first fall area where the 3 waterfalls are going to meet together and then come over the final fall, get things all tidied up, and then we will see you tomorrow. It is time to get rocking and rolling on this stream over here. So we need to get our liner kind of trimmed and situated in behind our spillway rocks over here. That way we can assure that we have a good overlap to the reservoir. So very important part right there is make sure you keep your water in your stream. Hopefully get a little bit of the direction, at least the liner laid out going up the other stream over here. We are supposed to have potentially rain maybe tomorrow and then definitely on Friday. So we're gonna have to get everything tarped off and covered with liner because this whole hillside is going to turn into mud again. So we're finishing up for today, but we made some good progress. A lot of the stream boulders are set on the left side over here, heading up to the spillway area, and we were able to get connected to our streamliner that goes up to the other 2 waterfalls. Got a little ways to go. We have rain in the forecast for tomorrow and the day after, so we will see when we can get back to this. There are some thunderstorms moving into the area that we did not see this morning and aren't really showing up on the forecast. We're going to work on trying to get this part of the stream over here pretty well tied up. David's getting some of the edge work done. Hopefully we'll be able to get up to the spillway box area over there, but it's just going to depend on what happens with the weather here. One of the reasons we love moss so much is the moss on the rocks and the moss that we're able to gather. Between the two, we can really blend things together pretty well and hide some of the gaps and seams in the rocks as we're placing things. So as you can see over here, I have foamed with our expandable waterfall foam between these rocks to make sure that the water is going to go over the top of it rather than through the gaps and everything. And then I'm able to take that moss and actually blend over the areas where we've put that at to where it matches with the rest of the rock and makes that look more like one rock rather than a bunch of fragmented pieces. Rained a little bit on Friday, so we weren't able to work, but we are back. We have great weather this week, so we really should be able to get some good work done. We just got one of the rocks set up there. It was being a little bit of a booger, but we're getting it all secured, and we're gonna work our way up the waterfall over here and get this side all finished here today. And then hopefully we will be able to swing on over and start working on this area over here. All right, we are finishing up for today. We made some pretty good progress. A lot of big rocks in place. This whole side over here is now clear to where we've got some patio guys coming in that are gonna take care of a little seating area over there. We'll be back tomorrow, so we'll get this all finished up. This is about lunchtime. We have been rocking a little bit here. Our main objective today is to get as many of these big rocks set. We're working our way over into this side of the waterfall now, so we have a little bit of considerations to take when bibbing in our next piece of liner from above on the next 2 falls. So we're kind of working some of those things out and trying to get all the frame rocks and anchor rocks in place here. Today is a day of big rocks, and then hopefully by the end of the day we'll be hooking up some spillways and maybe some of the finer details. I'll show you guys something real quick here. When we're working with a large volume of water going through tighter spaces, such as our stream over here, especially when you get things down, that can create potential leak areas if you're not paying attention to what you're doing. So right here, our liner actually goes back to all the way here. So we can fill this all up with gravel, cover it back over, and then any water that makes it over these rocks will fall through all of this gravel here and then return into our stream rather than going over the edge. So just a little thing that you want to take into consideration whenever you're doing larger water features with more volume of waterfalls. Have a place for overflow, or what we call a weep pocket, in case the water makes it over the edge a little bit there. We had some elves show up overnight and build a patio. Hopefully you guys can get a good view of some of the progress that we have going on here. We're getting a lot of this hillside secured over here and working our way up to the other two spillways. Well, we are finishing up for today. We will be back in the morning, and hopefully we can get up to some of our spillways here on the other side of the waterfalls. We were able to get a lot of the big rocks set today, really be getting close to getting all the large rocks set, and then it'll just be gravel, some final touches, hooking up some lights, and finishing our edges. We will see you